Okay, my name is Pastor Peter Oyeshiku of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Joshua Generation Center. To the glory of God, I'm the zonal pastor of the existing parish. I'm married to the most beautiful lady, as you all know, on earth. That's Folashade, aka Ifemi. I'm blessed with wonderful kids, 3 M's, M. So I have Michael, I have Marvelous, I have Miracle. Age 50, number one thing that came to mind when I was thinking about this, I'm going to be 50, is I was just looking at restoration, because I just studied the Bible and I know that year of Jubilee is the year that God needs to restore things back. So during the 2022 convention, that Daddy too was talking about restoration is the beginning of Jubilee. I was saying, wow, this is just key to it. And Daddy said something during that convention of 2022. He said it's the year of new beginning. And you know, since my birthday is in the month of August, and August is of new beginning. So I just keen to it. So I see 50 as restoration. And as well, I see 50 that makes me to think and plan how is my tomorrow be, because I know that I'm not getting younger, and the strength I had before, it can't be like that again. If I should like tell you something again, I started watching what I eat. Now that I'm 50, started watching what I eat. So what 50 is just picturing to me is that it's picturing restoration and to plan ahead for the future. If I should say this, I don't know. There is something that many people don't know about me, that I can say that God has helped me, and then the ministry, the pastoral calling has helped me. Is that I'm a timid person. People don't know. I find it difficult to face crowd. I find it difficult to face crowd. Most times, I could remember when I nearly gave my life to Jesus, and I'm asked to come and face the crowd and exhort them. Instead of me to say the book of Judges, I want to talk about Gideon. I can never forget. I was saying the book of Gideon, and I was repeating Gideon. You know, I was just shaking. My hands, the 2 hands were just shaking, you know. So I'm this timid person, that's what I can say. Then people don't know that I'm a private person. I'm this indoor person. Yeah, this indoor person. I can be indoor for 4 days, not stepping out, and I'm not sleeping, I'm walking. Yeah, I love my creativity. I love my creativity. I just thank God for that. I can just be creative in this quick time. I can just be creative. I can just sit down and things can just be going wrong. I can just say, let me do this way, something like that. I love that. It keeps me going. It's one of the value I love so much about me. Another thing is that I can be consistent in whatever thing I am doing. Are you getting me now? That's why I used to tell people, anytime I want to do something, I will tell them, I will say, okay, are you agreeing that this thing you want us to do it? If you are agreeing, I'm not going to, are you sure you are ready for it? Because I'm not going to back out. I get it, man. I'm not going to back out of it. So then commitment. And I love people that are committed to things. I love people that are straightforward. I love to be straightforward. I don't like bending my rules. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting question. I remember there was one time, you know, I hawk before, sell things, especially in Bolade. Sometimes we hawk from Bolade to Oshodi along this rail way I get in now. Sometimes I sell cigar and cola. Buy cigar, buy cola. This mommy market, sell provision, sell egg. You know, sometimes I talk about the things that we sell. You know, provisions generally. Okay. So there was this time I had injury on my leg. And so when I entered the shop where we are selling cigar and cola, so I was asked that what happened to your leg? So, you know, in those days, our parents did not take their time to correct us on what we say. You know, we mix Yoruba with English, you know. Some people still find themselves in such a thing like that, that they mix Yoruba with English unconsciously because they are used to it. So, you know, I fell when I missed my step in our house when I was coming down from the staircase. So I had that injury. So I responded to that man. I said, I fell from Enu steps. You know, in those days, the way you say is that, Enu step here. What are you doing? I don't know how to say it. What are you doing at the staircase? You know, you understand? But because, I don't know, that's just what we had from our senior ones saying, Enu step, Enu step, Enu steps. You know, so I just said, I fell from Enu steps. So all of them started laughing. Okay, but after a while, I know better that it should have just been, I fell from the staircase, something like that, or I missed my steps from when I was coming down from the staircase. Okay. And the second one is when I was learning how to dance step-ins. Okay, I remember I need to hold the wall, you know. It was very hard for me, you know. So, and many others, yeah. Well, let me just stop here. It was when somebody told me that I cannot do well academically. Do you know why? What always makes me to remember that saying is that after then, God changed my story academically. I wish I could see that person, because he said it openly in secondary school there, and I cannot forget it. But the same me, that's why I want to advise people, please don't use their present state, present condition to judge their future. You are not their God. God has a better plan. You know, he said the thoughts I have towards you, they are thought of good. You have not seen that good thing God is having for that person. You are just drawing a conclusion on the present. So I can never forget that one. So the second one is the first time I operated the gift of word of knowledge. Wow. No, I can never forget that. It was awesome. The Lord told me specifically that I will meet somebody, that person will be wearing, I was still young in faith, that person will be wearing black trousers and one particular color of shirt at home in my house. And I got to the office that day and I met that person at the department where he asked me to go and check that person. I met the person there, just like that. The second time, it was a lady I was counseling, and the lady was lying to me, and the Lord told me everything about her. Immediately I mentioned the thing that she did not tell me. She started arguing with me. She said, somebody told me. He said, did I know? I need to bring out the book where I wrote down those things to show it to her. It's then that she now believed. I said, wow. So I can never forget that. Another one is the first time I fasted. The first time I fasted till 8 p.m. in the evening. But to the glory of God, I've gone beyond that, you know. But that first time I can never forget. I think it was around 1991. I think 90 or 91, thereabouts. That's it. You see, people may not know this aspect of me, that I trust people too much. I'm telling you. But I can say I've regretted it many times, that you can't trust human being. I can trust people. My wife used to tell me, it's not so, you know, I just trust people. And it has I've regretted it many times. So, I need to say this. Especially when I see you as a Christian. Especially, if something should happen between both of us and you have come to meet me and said that is all, that you are sorry. Sincerely, that is all on my mind. I will start relating with you. I can even start telling you things. Let me say this again. Do you know that it is in this nature of mine that I said that I've regretted it many times, that I don't know that people can come and meet you and just begin to say something to you just to get words from you. And to get the words from you to go and begin to now modify it and I begin to say it something else. Then I've learned my lesson. The second one I will say is that when I mistakenly empowered somebody as a minister. Wow. In fact, it's just a little that it will have landed me in jail, because it duped a lot of people in the parish. A lot of people were duped. But I thank God. So I think there are many more, but let me just stop there. But the major one is that I trust people. In fact, sometimes I take faults. What I will say is, I will first of all appreciate myself that I gave my life to the Lord Jesus Christ at my early stage as a teenager. I think at the age of 18, because I will be 32 years old in the Lord today, at the age of September. What I will first of all commend myself is that though it wasn't easy, like I used to tell young ones, that it's not going to be easy, because that is the time you really want to come out and be yourself. You just want to enjoy what the age demands from you. You understand? So, and it's at that time that you now want to cut yourself away from those fun. Are you getting me now? So it wasn't easy, but it was it. I must tell you. So I will say to myself, I will commend myself on that. And another one I will say is that there are some things I did not start early that I can now advise myself to start early. One of it, I started calling the people I'm pastoring. My mind was not going to having a property or investment, or when I entered the full-time ministry, because I'm taken from one place to another. So I just entered into it with all my mind, everything. And that's a good one. That's a good one. But I now discovered that, like I used to tell people that, let's say when I was in the north, in Anambra, somebody advised me, even if it is just a plot of land of 50,000 naira in those days, talking about 20 years. This is my 22 years or 23 years in the ministry. It's about 10 years or 15 years ago. Somebody have advised me when I was going around from one place to another, get a small land and things like that, and I was not thinking towards that area, and I just looked at it that there's some planning, though it happens to everybody, that we're supposed to have embarked upon, that we did not. What I'm going to advise to everybody is that, please, you need to have a mentor, and you must have a mentor that is vast. If you don't have a mentor that is vast, there are some mentors that they see into the future. You may have too many, you may have one or two or three. There are some people, their field is that they see into the future. Make sure you relate to them. There are some that they are good in your field as a pastor, have them, and they read books. Is that the case? So please, just try to do that. A very simple thing I love to achieve, and I'm saying it from my heart. If the Lord will tarry, I desire that many people are saved. Sincerely, my heart bleeds when I see many people that are not yet saved. You see, I see that they don't know. I keep on asking for the grace. Do you know, recently I was just studying that what did he preach? that 3,000 people, the Bible says the word they prick to their heart, and they are saying, men and brethren, what shall we do? I was reading that place. I said, he did not speak much. He was just telling them that this is the prophecy that the book of Joel, that Joel prophesied. And that's what he was just telling them. So if there's anything I'm praying to God to achieve, I would love to win many souls for Christ. And in the next 50 years to come, if the Lord tarries, and I may still not be in the pastoral. I'm still a pastor, but there's a limit you go in pastoral calling, that you may not be on the overseeing a parish. Okay, like in this mission, at a particular age, you become a church growth officer, national secretary, things like that, elder. In any position I am, let me tell you, no position, even if God should say that, my son, the work of the ministry you have done well, okay, move now to secular, let me tell you, it continues. Before I came into full-time pastoral ministry, I've always been going around evangelism. Like I used to tell people, you have many platforms. You have many platforms that are empty. Nobody is occupying it. Inside the bus is one of the platforms that nobody is occupying. Marketplace is part of the platform. Morning cry. Those are the platforms you can use to reach out to souls. When I was down, you lifted me. I have no home. You gave me a shelter. People laugh and snub at me. But look at me now. I'm a living testimony. When I was down, you lifted me. Oh my God. I have no name. You gave me a beautiful name. People laugh and snub at me. But look at me now. I'm a living testimony. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Yeah. Don't mind my voice. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Jésù ọlọ́pẹ́ yẹ. Yeah. One more song. I love this one too. I've been to think and think. Have been to trials. Nobody thought I will come out. Akandineluwe, you stood me up in the midst of them all. I'm a living testimony. Listen to the words again. I've been to think and think. I've been to trials. Nobody thought I will come out. Akandineluwe, you stood me up in the midst of them all. I'm a living testimony. You've done what no man can do. Breathe on my strength to fight, giving me victory in the midst of adversity. What no man can do, the story no man can change. That is what you have done. Jesus, Akandineluwe, you've done what no man can do. Beginning and the end, you deserve my praise. Akune Chamber One, you've done far more than enough. Oh, laughter in my mouth, you alone are God. number one advice I'm going to give in a area of a biological child is, please, I want to say this, that it's part of the things that I found myself in, but I thank God that God has given me victory and is still giving me victory over it. Is that number one, as you are growing to maturity, please discover the pattern, especially the negative pattern in your family, and fight it prayerfully. You see, I've grown up to a particular age before I discovered some of the pattern, and I was now fighting. That is why I started fighting such a pattern for my children. Their negative pattern. Some people call it foundation. I get it now. So I will advise that we need to quickly spot it out. Now, I spotted it a long time ago, but I was not mature enough to know how to fight foundational pattern that are negative. You get it now, okay? And then another thing I'm going to say is that you must be ready to leave a legacy. Yes, ready to leave a legacy. In any family you are coming out from, don't pass through that family and leave the family the same way you met the family. Like I used to say this jokingly, maybe some of my family members will be hearing this for the first time. I used to say, I'm the only one in Dele Yeshuku's family, that's the name of my father, that traveled almost around the Nigeria. Yes, because I've been to Maiduguri, Bauchi, Kano, Jos, Nasarawa. I've been to Port Harcourt, Owerri, Imo, Anambra, Oyo, Ibadan, and any interior places like that I've been to. So I said that is a legacy. Okay, and I'm praying for myself too, that very soon this is how I will still be talking. I will be saying that, okay, I've traveled down to all Europe. I've traveled to all the countries in about 198 or 100 countries in the world. Okay, and I know it will come to pass. So that is that aspect. And the second one, what I'm going to invite my spiritual children in the Lord is that, please, it's a very simple thing I want to say. If you want to be a Christian, please be a Christian. You can't be a part-time Christian and defeat a full-time devil. Please, if you want to be a Christian, be a Christian. Physical. Tea, sandals, necktie, Lagos, corporate, Amala Junction. I'm a night person. I pray. I'm learning patience. Ìfẹ́ mi.